Metahuman creator is great for realism, but has its limits for stylized characters. So today we're breaking the limits to reshape a Metahuman using a custom base mesh from Blender. And the base mesh I'm using is completely free to download on my Patreon, and the link is in the description below. So, if you're ready to start making truly custom metahumans, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Let's dive in. Just in case you're new to the Metahuman creator in Unreal Engine 5.6, here's the process. You want to make sure it's installed. You can click the triangle close to the launch button and click options to see all the installation options. There you can check if the Metahuman creator core data is installed. If it's not, just check the box and hit apply to install it. After that, you can go ahead and launch the Unreal Editor and create a new game project. Here I created a third-person vanilla template game. I guess it doesn't matter which one you choose. Now we're in the game. The first thing we should do is go to the Edit menu and go to Plugins and find the plugin called Metahuman Creator. Check the box and enable the plugin. Then restart the editor. Back in the game, I created a new folder for the new Metahuman we're about to create. Then we can go to the Blender file. The thing is, I finally decided to include the FBX file that I pre-exported for you. So when you open the zip file, downloaded from my Patreon, you're gonna be looking at two files, the original Blender file and a FBX file. You can directly drag this FBX file into Unreal. But just in case you want to open the original Blender file and make some changes to the mesh, let me show you how to export that mesh from Blender. Okay, we open the Blender file and let's say you made some changes. Here I just use a shape key that's already there to quickly make some changes to the proportion of the lower face. And now we want to export this guide mesh. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is select the eyes and go to the modifier panel and apply this modifier. With the eyes selected, hold Shift and click the head to add it to the selection. By the way, the order of selection is important. Make sure you select the eyes first and then the head. With them both selected, press Ctrl plus J key to join those two objects together. Now we have just one object. The last thing we need to do is to rotate the mesh minus 90 degrees on the z-axis. This is very important so that when we open it in the identity editor, it's gonna be facing the camera. And now you can go to File, Export, FBX. This is kinda important. You need to follow exactly what I did. Set path mode to copy. Enable embed textures. Check selected objects. In the geometry part, change the smoothing mode to face, and then click Export FBX. We're done in Blender. We can directly close Blender without saving because we did some destructive things to properly export the mesh, and we don't want to keep them in the original file. And we want to keep the original file easy to modify. Now we have the FBX file. We can get back to the Unreal Editor and drag the FBX file you want to use into the new folder that we created for the new Metahuman. There is nothing you need to change in the import settings. Just hit import and give it some time to load. And after that, you'll see a static mesh. This one is the asset we're going to use for the identity creation. Make sure you see it successfully imported. You know you did it correctly by seeing this static mesh of the head showing in the content browser. And if that's the case, then you're good to go to the next step. Now we right-click in the content browser to open the context menu. Go to Metahuman and click Create Metahuman Identity. You can name whatever you want and double-click to open it. Now inside this new editor, we start from the first step. We click Create Components and pick from Mesh. In there, we type in some keywords to locate the static mesh we just imported. In my case, it's called Face Guide Packed. So I'm gonna just click on it and give it some time to load. Now this is important. After it's loaded, we rotate the mesh in Blender. So now it's facing the camera. That's the thing we need. Please do not change the camera orbit in this viewport. You're gonna mess it up. To make the next step easier, there are two things we need to do. First, click the camera icon in the viewport and reduce the field of view to reduce the 3D distortion. If it gets too big, just use middle mouse to zoom out. Second, hold the L key on the keyboard and click and drag the left mouse button to change the light direction. We want symmetrical lighting, so the light comes from the center. This prevents shadows from confusing the program when it tries to figure out the contour lines of the eyes, nose, and mouth. We want a kind of symmetric looking light. And when that's done, we can go on and click Promote Frame. This frame is a 2D picture to help the program set markers. Now the system will track those markers. And after that, you have a chance to fix any problems. It's actually a good chance to change the shape of the mouth and the eyes. It's more efficient to get the mouth and eyes shape that you want at this stage than inside the Metahuman creator itself. For this tutorial, I'll just do some random fix and move on. But you can take your time to fix everything you need. And after that, we can click the Metahuman Identity Solve button. And the final step here is the auto rig. To do that, you need to be connected to the internet. It uses Metahuman backend and takes some time. After that's done, you get a message that the skeleton mesh is ready. Click OK. If you go back to the content browser, we can see the skeletal mesh is there. And it looks like our guide mesh. We can double click it to check if it looks right. Now we can move on to the final stage, which is going into the Metahuman creator itself. We right-click again, go to the Metahuman submenu and click Add Metahuman Character. And name it whatever you want. Because I'm opening this for the first time, it asks to change some project settings. Just click Enable Missing. It'll say you need to restart the editor. So click Restart. It'll ask you if you want to save the files, hit Save, so we don't have to redo everything. After the engine restarts, it'll ask if you want to reopen the editors from last time. And we hit Yes. Now we're in the Metahuman Creator editor again. I suggest we start from a preset. It sets up many things for us and it's a good start. I'll just pick this one and wait for it to load. Now we can finally use the skeleton mesh we created to change the face. Go to the Head tab and click Conform. We can conform using different types of assets. Here we use the template. And we want to use our skeletal mesh. And because it's already opened, so I just clicked this icon in the editor to locate it in the content browser. And back to the Metahuman creator, I can now click this icon to use whatever is selected in the content browser right now. And of course, you can just use this drop down to find the skeletal mesh. And after that, just hit conform. Now it looks like our base mesh. It might look like it's not working well with the hair, but the hair just need to be updated. And I'll give it another hair anyways. Basically, we used a base mesh or guide mesh from Blender to reshape this Metahuman face. But because our guide mesh is low poly, so there can be things we want to fix. Let's start from the ears. Go to the Head tab, use the Blend tool, and just grab a preset. And we can click and drag this little thing on the ear to blend it with the preset we selected. Now the ears look more natural. The eyes on the guide mesh are rough, so they look kinda crazy here. Again, we just blend it with a preset to make it look natural. Now when we do this, there's a side effect. It makes the eyes smaller. Now, if you want to make it bigger, there actually is a way to do that. We can go to transform. There's a uniform scale. You can click this dot, then it turns into a little square. Then you can drag it to scale the eyes. For some reason, with this tool, you have to click it first and then drag it. It's not the case for other tools. But anyways, you can also rotate your eyes and move them around. The lips are a little funny. You can fix this during the marker tracking stage, or you can just blend it with another preset. Here's a bonus tip. You can also scale the iris. Go to the Texture tab under Eyes, and all the way down here you have this setting. You can change the size here. And I find it very useful when you're making a stylized character. And that's pretty much it. We used base mesh in Blender, exported it, and used it to reshape the face of our Metahuman. If you want, you can go back to the base mesh in Blender and change it. The good thing about this base mesh is that it's low poly, so it's easier for people, even non-artists, to just mess around with and get exactly the face they want. So, grab that base mesh from the Patreon link in the description and start creating your new own unique characters. If this video helped you, hit that like button, and subscribing for more tutorials really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.